Welcome back. As we earlier said in our intro, on behalf of President Abdul al-Sisi, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli attended the second Dakar Financial Summit of Infrastructure in Senegal, and he participated in the activities, several activities, and had several meetings there during that summit. And we're very delighted to be having with us live over the phone Mr. Abdul Latif Wahba, the journalist and political analyst. Good morning, Mr. Wahba.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Let us first talk about the importance of this summit and the timing, in the sense of the timing.
The importance of this summit that really expressed in the delegation
if you could, excuse me, Mr. Abdul Latif, if you could lower the volume or
okay.
turn it off or the TV set.
I don't have TV.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
There is breakage.
I do know that the importance of Egyptian participation in the Dakar summit for the infrastructures was really appeared through the ministers who accompanied with Prime Minister Madbouli and participated in this event. As you know, Egypt led a great effort in the African continent to develop the infrastructures of the African continent, which is in the line of the policies of the Egyptian state, which is keen to strengthen development efforts in the continent. At the same time, as you know, the summit also is a big occasion to announce the opportunities of Egyptian private sector to participate in infrastructure projects in Africa. This is, I think, a chance for Egyptian companies to increase their activities, to increase their investment in some African countries. It's not the first time that Egypt participated in such occasions, but that Egypt adopted also at the same time through Ministry of Foreign Affairs Fund to help the African states to improve their utilities like ways, speedways, like transportation, education, health, and so on. This is the main aim of the Egyptian policy in the African continent. And as you know that Egypt during the last decade neglected its relations with the African or with some African states. It is now the time to restore the Egyptian rule in helping all the African countries.
Right. Of course, this there was a meeting between the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and his accompanying delegation and the Senegalese President Macky Sall, and also this meeting coincided or came on the sidelines of the financing summit for Africa's infrastructure development in Dakar. If you like to shed light over this.
Yeah, of course, Egypt is trying to pave the way. Private companies, private sectors, the state-owned companies to participate in all the tenders and offers in Senegal, and also like the other African countries. Usually, as you know, that Egypt led at the same a development in African countries like Senegal, like Uganda, like Kenya, Guinea-Bissau, and the countries. This is what, at the same time, I know that Minister of perspective in establishing some youth and electricity states in some other countries. This is to secure the power to the African states. To look at the climate summit of the climate change, Sharm el-Sheikh, for example, we called for the international to help the African nations, the African states, to develop their power resources or power stations and so on, and to change it from the traditional power stations to the renewable energy, depending upon the wind farms, also solar power planets. This is, of course, is one of the main elements of Egyptian policy, African countries. At the same time, I know that all efforts led by African states to improve the social life, the standard of the African people, the standard life of African people. This is at the time to well help the international society, especially the European countries. And we are trying to overcome the political situations through Europe.
Right. Also, the Senegalese president also received representatives of major Egyptian companies and CEOs of some industries, Egyptian industries, also in Senegal. Are there any plans for economic partnership, or particularly in the field of infrastructure, especially that she hailed the expertise of the Egyptian companies that is reflected in that particular field of infrastructure?
Yeah, Egypt has a major company working infrastructure on all sectors, not only connectivity and new unities and so on, but also transportation in power sectors at times. I know that we are trying to exchange some of the African state behavior which fell depending upon the countries, the colonized nations, the African, and so on. So we want to exchange the attention to the African economy and the trade, and also from Europe to the Africa to the between the Africans themselves. It put many or mega to to develop the public utilities, to develop the main structures of any Africa, and Egypt is aiming at not to, but only develop infrastructure, increase the mutual relation, the exchange of trade between the countries and Egypt. Egypt is the main gate for the state, especially it's a point for the international that's coming from Asia to Europe and so on.
Right. Also, we know that the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli have given a speech on behalf of President Abdul Fattah Sisi. If you could give us your own assessment of the speech and what were the most important highlights of that particular address.
During his Mustafa Madbouli created the between Egypt and the African continent, in economy, in open the push for the trade, intertrade in the African countries, paving and the private sectors to participate on all efforts to help the nations, and at the times to mobilize all the international efforts to help the countries according to the place of the climate in Sharm el-Sheikh.
So the Dakar Financing Summit for Infrastructure is a conference of action. So how could you elaborate on that, if you like to explain that phrase?
As you know, each during participation, they called the national partners, national financial institution, bridging the financial gap in sustainable projects, and also reducing the debt burden of most countries due to the Russian-Ukrainian crisis, the high inflation world, especially prices of the and also purpose of activating the content initiative in the 20% economic growth, as the world represents an opportunity, the voice of African and also for the part of policies all consistent with reality.
Right. Why do you think it's a must, or it's of an importance to enforce and empower the infrastructural projects generally in the continent, in Africa?
Yeah, of course. All of the main structures prove the social life of and states. This is of course play part and decrease unemployment in the African state, and will attract African youth to intolerance and in their society of thinking about illegal immigration to the other countries, Europe, and this, I as declared will be amended for the adventure the youth take to travel to countries. So Africa has eyes to enjoy, to exploit the power their use, of its users.
Right. What about the role of the private sector when it comes to Africa's needs in terms of infrastructure projects and industry?
Yeah, that countries need more funds and the investment during this time can prove their the important power system. And as you know, there is a national goal to let or affect the foreign to invest, especially as these countries so wealthy with their resources and oil and so on, so that many Africans like Nigeria, for example, Angola, in place, OPEC also is exporting
Right. What are the challenges that are facing Africa in terms of while it is seeking its way towards development?
The challenge is increase of foreign in African continent. The main as said just now, it is on one. Its challenge is the stagflation that brought all or many economies, especially after the high of the businesses like coal and other basic commodities due to the Russian war. And as you know, are a kind of uncertainty. So important for African countries to work together to face these challenges.
Right. How would development of Africa help ensure food security, social security also, and also provide and secure employment in the continent?
Yeah, of course. The African wants to or has to work, especially in some countries have agri-land. The other the technology, the modern methods of agriculture, so they can go.
Right.
Yeah, as you know, there are many foreign countries, China, like America, like the United States itself, Israel, who increase their and it forces to current provide with raw material is bit from the and the other.
Mr. Abdul Latif Wahba, the journalist and the political analyst, would like to thank you, sir, so much talking to The Breakfast Show, and you have a good day. And we're going to go to a short break and we'll come to continue the show, so stay with us.